It is time again to rank cards, and what does that mean? You can disagree with my opinion. My name is Solem, and today we are going to take a look at the best cards per keyword, meaning those bold words that are printed on cards. We got one major rule. We will not use cards twice. Meaning Zilliax, for example, might have 5 keywords and is probably the best card 5 times. We will only use them for 1. There are 27 keywords I selected. There are some keywords, for example, side quest, that I left out because we have like, I don't know, 6 cards. Yeah, we skipped those. There are a bunch of other keywords that are not bold. We also skipped those. So in short, I make a list of keywords that is incomplete. But I would say, let's just look at the cards that we selected for each keyword. Feel free to disagree at any point. For Battlecry, number 1, we got Shutterbox. Best card by far. Now you could say, but Death Knights are better. No. Shutterbox itself is the mechanic with, the right setup to completely lock your opponent out of the game. To get infinite armor, to get infinite heal. To just flood the board, make your opponent not be able to play any spells due to low tap. There's no Battlecry minion due to Boom Pistol Bully. There's so many Battlecries you can combine with Shutterbox, you can just give your opponent 10 bombs. Shutterbox itself is a win condition. And if you played the right Battlecry minions, it's by far the best Battlecry card you can play. For the worst one, Wicked Skeleton. Sees playing exactly one stupid combo. And that's it. There's one combo. Not 2. Not any other deck ever. 1. Wicked Skeleton, it's a 4-mana 1/1. It's horrible. You know what else is horrible? The worst card for Taunt, which is Silverback Patriarch, the card I like to make fun of the most. It has no effect. And it's 3 mana. At 2 mana this card would be bad, but it's 3. Is there much to say about the worst card? I feel like if I just point out the worst card, you can see the card is bad. Which brings us to the best card, Voidlord. Yay, Voidlord. Why? It has a quadruple taunt. It gets resummoned by Godan. It also gets summoned by turn 4 because of Voidcaller in Wild. Has to be the best taunt minion because it locks out aggressive decks. In my mind, and I might be biased towards Warlock minions, I think this taunt card itself is just overall better than Obsidian Statue, as well as Kato Defender. I hope we agree all on that. Next, Deathrattle minions. Worst, Spilling Fester Root. It's an 8-mana 4/4. Every single thing this one summons has no taunt, or rush, or anything. It just has stats. It might make lots of stats, but it's an 8-mana 4/4. Yeah, the best one, Mechathon. Simple reason. It reads win the game. Turns out winning the game is quite powerful. No matter how much you heal using Kato Defender, no matter how many top minions you summon using Heteronox, if you win the game, you win the game. Charge! The card we might get Hall of Famed soon. Leroy. By far the best. He hits 6 damage, 20% of your opponent's maximum health. It goes face. Has been doing so for the past 6 years. You can Shadow Step him. Best charge card. Worst charge card. Icehaul. Why? It doesn't go face. Next, spell damage. Best spell damage card. Either Blood Mage Thanos. I pronounced either really weird there. Blood Mage Thanos. But there's so much power creep you don't really play him anymore. Used to be it, not anymore. I would still just say Malygos. As simple as you have +5 spell damage if you play any spell damage OTK. Hunter, Rogue, Mage. You use them. And the worst one has no attack. It's a 2-mana 0/6 called Mana Reservoir. Ooh. Whew. There's also a card called Trickster Imp. It's the same effect, but, +1 health and 3 mana. Well, you know which cards are good. Combo cards. Best one. Edwin Van Cleef. Not just because you get him from Zephyrs, but also because he's usually something like an 10/10 or 12/12. You know which card is worse than Edwin? And also a combo card? You guessed it. Biteweed. The flavor text is Edwin Van Leaf. Because it's a plant. Get the joke? Leaf? Leaf? Yeah? No. Choose one cards. Best one, obviously. Jade Idol. Why? The game goes infinite. If you don't play Skulking Geist, your opponent doesn't fatigue. Makes 30/30 Jade Golems and wins. Then you might wanna know, what is the worst? Choose one card. Well, the one that got nerfed, 3-4 years ago, and they never reverted that for no reason. Ash Blossom, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Never mind. This one. Ancient of Law. It's a 7-mana 5/5. Healing for 5 is worth nothing. Drawing a card is not worth sacrificing 2 extra mana. Big Ol' Whelp. It's a 5-mana 5/5 draw card. This one has +2 mana. No. Divine Shield. Best one. Shielded Minibot. But there's Zilliax. I know there's Zilliax. We don't use them for everything. Zilliax is great. Best Divine Shield itself. No other fact card though. This one. Shielded Minibot. Why? It's a 2-mana 2/2 that trades for free once. And the worst one is... Ta-da! You could select any card over 5 mana that has Divine Shield. Like, just no. But Solem, you can play the card in Arena. We don't rank for Arena here. Next thingy, Discover. Or you could say the best Discover card is Kazakus because you get potions. Best Discover card is Finlay. Because every single aggressive attack in Wild, for example, Druid, Shaman, Warrior, every single one that does not have the Hunter or Warlock hero power gets a better hero power. Obviously, number 2 would be Zephrys because Zephrys can win in the game, but you have to play Highlander. And I just prefer my boy Finlay over here. Worst card, Dark Possessions. It was a hard choice between this and something else that is equally bad, but you have to damage one of your own characters, which there's no real synergy. There is a Spellstone and there's also Spider thing. There's no real synergy. And discovering a demon is usually bad. Most demons are bad. Best freeze card, Nova. Why? Nova Doom. I would also say Blizzard, but Nova works on turn 3. So, worst one, 6 mana 8/8. I know you can play the card in Arena. Doesn't matter. Lifesteal. I'm going to use my Ziliax Joker card and use Ziliax here. I think the best Lifesteal minion is Ziliax. Every single time you took damage up until turn 5, you drop Ziliax and you heal. So it actually gets the life back that you lost before. The worst one, it's a 1/6 demon. But you can buff demons, not the point. Card is bad. Next we got Poisonous. Magnetize Poisonous has to be the best one because of the 6 mana deal more damage to everything. You can put this one onto the 6 mana guy and then pew, water's gone. Also, Poisonous itself is not really a good mechanic unless you have charge. And this one in Scatterboard has Rush. Worst one, you could say Max, then you could say the 5 mana guy, you could say this one. Basically any Poisonous card, they're all bad. Overload. Personally, I would say Crackle, but because all of you like memes, 4 mana 7/7. One and only. On the opposite side, we got Dunmore Shaman. You might wonder, since when is this in the game? For the past 5.5 years. Nobody plays that. Next mechanic, Secrets. Best one, obviously Ice Block. You don't die for a turn. That's pretty overpowered. Worst one, Hidden Catch. You see the card. You pay 2 mana for what? For +2/+2? Ooh. Best Rush card, Oasis Surger. Why? Because you only play this card in the Druid quest thing, and then it's a 5 mana 10/10 that has Rush. Worst one, Spider. It's horrible. Silence is next. Best silence, Mass Dispel. Why you silence everything? Not on your own side, but on the enemy's side. You don't just silence and kill everything, like in Plague of Death. You just silence stuff and draw a card. Worst one, the Fire Sky. It's hard to say. All these silence cards are actually good. All of them. Even Light's Champion that can only silence demons. It's at least playable in the worst case. But he's 6 mana and only silences Deathrattle minions. Silence is hard to say. I never saw this, so I guess this one has to be one of the worst. Stealth cards. Morose is horrible. He's just bad. But he can generate 1/1s. Doesn't matter. The card is really bad. Really, really, really bad. I know what isn't. Valera. I don't know if this one is considered cheating because we didn't include Death Knights before. You have an additional turn. That is probably the best stealth you can have. Not dying. Not dying is good because it doesn't kill you. Adapt from Mangoro. Best one, Bush's Fletchling. Flappy Bird. Turns out if this card sticks on the field and get the right one, which is Windfury into stealth, you win the game. Worst one, Elder Longneck. Why? Because half the Adept choices just don't matter. And give you a 5/1 taunt. Yeah. No. Windfury. Worst one is Grook Fu. You probably have never seen this card before. 5 mana 3/5. Windfury. That's the effect. Best one, Flying Machine. Why? Mag can't buff Paladin. Turns out Mags are really good. And this one is probably, I don't know, a 10/10 or a 12/12 by turn 4. Then we got Echo. Still Snip Snap. Even if you just play Snip Snap normally on turn 3 or turn 6 or turn 9, he's a good card. Worst one, Walnut Sprite. I remember a comment from Chucky from like 2.5 years ago that this card is going to be broken. You're wrong. It isn't. And then we got Magnetic. Well, did I just mention Snip Snap? Yes, I did. Well, I also mentioned Ziliax. The best one on spot number 3, basically, based on my... You know what I want to say. Wargame. If you have Magnetic with that, you basically have a 5/5 charge because the minion is already in play. Worst one, Bronx Gatekeeper. Giving something taunt can be done in a better way. Helps against aggressive decks. The next keyword is called Quest. Not Side Quest because we only have like 6 of them, but Quest. Best one, Open the Waygate. Because Open the Waygate and Vargith with his Behold into Behold into Behold. I hate that card. It's, you win the game. Worst one, Lakari's Sacrifice. Even if you finish the quest, doesn't matter. Your opponent can deal with the 6/4s you summon every single turn for like the next 6 to 7 turns until they run out of the resources. I lost multiple times even when I finished that on turn 4. Overkill. Horrible mechanic. Probably one of the worst they ever made, if not the worst. Overkill is so boring. Why you made that? Gurubashi Chicken. Why? Because it dies. The best one is Linecracker, because at least you could play 2.5k armor druid. You can still play it. Nothing got changed. But nobody plays that. Linecracker is at least somewhat useful. Twin Spells. Well, there are a few good ones, and the best one is still Conjurers. It's now 4 mana instead of 3, but you can still play that on Mountain Giant. Worst one, Random Paladin Secret, because most of them don't do much. At all. They, I don't know, resurrect your minion with 1 health, and then the opponent just kills it. Reborn. Obviously, Our Homes, Our Tombs has to be number 1, by far. It's so good. Reborn is a great mechanic. Unless you get the 7/5, then it's not a good mechanic. Lastly, the one keyword I still wanted to implement, even though there are not that many cards in here. Immune. Immune because I love Mal'Ganis, and he looks really sick in golden. And you know, he's a demon, and he buffs all the other stuff. Really good with Immune. You could also say, you know, Ice Block up, he had that. The worst one, Bestial Wrath. It's horrible, but he can use that with the Gurubashi Chicken, as mentioned a minute ago, for a really stupid OTK. And with that, we have my list of the best and worst card per keyword. Can you disagree with almost everything? You probably can. Let me know in the comments down below. To my left, there's a window, and right now it's snowing. For the first time. Last and this year. For the very first time. Germany is a great place. Now I bet you really care about that. So you might also care about watching me live on twitch.tv/Solem. Hope you have a wonderful day. Let's disagree in the comments down below, but keep it nice. Keep smiling. I don't really have an outro. Usually I just stare at you and be like, hey, don't forget to like the video. See you guys tomorrow.